Woof! Sorry for the delay and welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. We were having sound issues. I hope everybody can hear me today. Again, Rick, we couldn't get Rick at all. So I had a video with no sound and no sound coming from a couple of other things. We should be live. We should be. Doug's barking up. No, he wasn't. He wasn't barking up before. And I'm talking my normal voice, but I guess hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to bring Rick in right now. Actually, let me just do this. So I'm going to pop here and bring Rick into the feed.
Hello, can you hear me now?
If you can talk, Rick, while I adjust my camera.
I was talking. I'm asking you, Craig. Can you?
Oh, I can hear you. Now? Yeah, I can hear you now. But can the audience?
Can you hear me? I'm confident the audience will be able to hear me.
Okay, everybody says I hear you fine. So I'm going to pretend that this first minute, so I can edit it out afterwards, didn't happen. And I'm going to start with the little thing again, and then we'll go back to this to make it look like it's real, so that I can edit this out for the people who weren't patient enough to sit through this for 5 minutes. Oh, yeah, seeing all that. So let me get through this, and we'll start that little bit again. That wasn't even the right one. Woof! It's gonna be one of those nights. You're going to want to throw me if you don't want to thrift me, because we've been having so many problems with our sound, and I just had to restart again. And thanks so much to everybody for sticking with us for an extra 5 minutes while we got moving. Time for our Tuesday Hall Pass. So our fun Tuesday show I'm a little unorganized, but I do, of course, have my well-organized, well-heeled downstairs buddy.
Well organized? No.
I don't know.
Well heeled? What the heck are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. It's Thrift It or Throw It day.
Yes.
I didn't sleep very well at all last night. So,
nor did I.
No, neither did Rick. So and I didn't have a nap either. So
nor did I.
No, and then I was on with eBay Canada from 5 until 6 o'clock talking about eBay Open, and but we're back. We're here for our Tuesday live haul. Thank you all for joining us here on Two Dogs Digs. Whether you're a member here on our YouTube channel and subscribe to us, great if you did. Or if you come to us from our craft group, our Canadian Resellers and Fantastic Thrifters group, or Crazy Resellers and Fantastic Thrifters group on Facebook. Welcome. Tonight's one of our fun shows that we like doing every once in a while. We like to try and do these at least once every couple of months. It's our Thrift It or Throw It show. And what it basically is really simple. It is a show where I go out and pick out items and see what you think you would do with those items. Would you thrift those items, or would you throw those items? Here's a typical sort of thing that we'll start off with. This was supposed to be filmed to make a TikTok video that I didn't get up properly because Rick didn't film it properly. We had to do it like 6 times
we have the discussion in the store.
We had the lovely discussion in the store. Now don't I look happy? That look on my face is me saying, what the hell are you filming the ceiling for? Because that's basically
ceilings. Ceiling tiles make me happy.
Ceiling tiles make him happy, and so that's basically what we were talking about there. And let me just see if I can remove that out of the stream as well. I want to get rid of that completely. Remove from the studio, so I get you back where I want you to be, and I will see if I can find those 2 items, because it's a little unorganized on my desktop because I didn't get through it all. And where are you? So that was one of the things that I picked up to talk to you about, whether you would thrift or throw those items. And what they are a set of, or singles, Hallmark Christmas mugs. So there they are. They were $5.99 each, or Starbucks Hallmark.
You mean Starbucks, not Hallmark.
Starbucks Christmas mugs. They were $5.99 each, and it was actually during their 30% off day. So it was that. And the second item was that I was held in my hand was, now I got to find it. There's a lot of pictures up here. And of course, I can't find that picture now that I'm looking for that picture. Oh, there it is. The second item that we had. Where was the first one there? Okay, there. Let me just move that over so I can get it in order. Why are they all starting with a B? That's why I can't find anything. No, there's. Oh, that's why. And the second one was the Hudson Bay $3.99 and Hudson Bay Market. So a mug. Jeez, my brain is just fried today. So again, let me just find the 1 and 2. So we got Starbucks mugs. Starbucks mugs, $5.99 a piece, less 30%, or a Bay mug. Now, one of these is $3.99. So basically, the Starbucks mugs are like $3.99. So one of these is a thrift, and one of these is a throw. I want you to tell me which one you think. Well, which one? If you could only pick one of the two, which would you thrift, and which one would you throw? So let's have people put in what they would throw, and so that I know which one is which. So you're just going to type in what would you throw. So I'm getting all over the place. They're not plastic. No, they were real. So I got throw Hudson Bay, throw them all. Diana said she picked the Starbucks. David said he picked Hudson Bay. Donna is throw the Starbucks, so pick Hudson Bay. Janet is throw Hudson Bay, I think. Allison, Starbucks keep. Sherry, Starbucks keep, throw Hudson Bay. And so now's going to come the time where it becomes fun because Rick is not going to be properly prepared for any of this. You want to know what we did?
Uh-oh.
You're not. We thrifted the Hudson Bay mug.
Oh my goodness.
We threw the Starbucks mug. We put the Starbucks mug back. And that is because when we actually took a look, especially when you're looking at mugs, you want to make sure that you're taking a good look at them and trying to look them up where you can. In this case, this is the Hudson Bay. This is a Canadian icon, Hudson Bay, and it's from their Stripes series. The reason that we actually kept this one or picked this one out of the two was, first off, we thought about the Hudson Bay because I think it was something Carl had said about buying something Hudson Bay and selling it. But we saw this, and this mug actually goes for around $25. And the Starbucks mugs, which used to be gigantically popular, now I think you got to find the right one. Those Starbucks mugs were actually listing and selling for $6, $7. So it was really surprised. Even with it was Christmas, those were Christmas mugs, I still didn't want to do it. And funny, Carl comped that mug last week and left it. So and yeah, Nellie's not spending more than $1.25 on mugs. I'll try and look at those sort of things and spend less on them is when you can find them at garage sales. But in thrift stores up here, it's very rare to find mugs that are under like $1.99 kind of thing. Donna says that she only picked Hudson Bay because of the moose. Yes, that's maybe if she saw the moose, she'd keep it. That's a different possibility, but that was number one of the first things that we saw. So
it's also a good size coffee mug too. It's probably a cup and a half of coffee instead of just
about that. So let me see what I got. What have I got up next? Let me see if I can find this video, which I think is this. It's packaged $2.99, baby alive, doll juice mix. And that's literally how we saw it on the shelf. We were walking up and there's a shelf full of stuff and just so happened to see that as packaged doll juice mix. Now let me add the picture itself in so you can get a good look at that. This is actually what the package looks like. And what caught my eye on it, actually, when I looked at it, was the fact that it happened to be in a package. And everything else, as you saw in that video, was not in packages. So this was a packaged thing of doll. I know, it's a weird thing. Doll juice mix. So this is something that Rick is supposed to be typing and looking up while I'm talking about it, which
thank you for the reminder.
A reminder to see why the decision I made. So what have I got here? So Lisa, I've been sold a baby vintage alive for lots of money. Janice, Thrift Baby Alive. So basically, yes, it will become doll urine. Yep. Oh, the Calico House was too big. I didn't even bother with the Calico House. No. Thrift. How much was this? $2.99 for that package. Was $2.99. Thrift Baby Alive, Thrift Baby Alive, Thrift Baby Alive. Everybody here says Thrift Baby Alive, and Rick, you're not supposed to be showing the screen yet.
You didn't say when.
Well, you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be. Hey everyone, guess what I did, and guess why? Because Rick just showed you. I thrifted the Baby Alive fruit juice. Now, Rick is now going to show you why. Because look at this. Simple packages of this Baby Alive doll juice mix have sold for $25. Take a look at that. And we've actually seen a few of these kind of things showing up in the past. So we want you to keep your eyes open for the like anything that you see. We've seen, I think over the past couple of years, we've sold 3 or 4 different Baby Alive items. They do show up at garage sales and thrift stores like this, just packages of food. The dolls themselves can be worth some money. The older dolls can be worth a lot of money, but keep an eyes open for like food and packages like this, because they just thought, what is this? It's $1.50 each. And so for our purposes, we're actually going to be listing this particular thing. These actually sell themselves at $25 each. So we're going to put them together as a single lot and throw it up there probably for like $40-45. So
right, Baby Alive learns to potty, talking doll.
So look at that. And these are not, this is 2006. If you'll notice what's on there, it's not like it's something that is like a really old doll too.
Yeah.
All the emojis have gone, Paul, because we're no longer in the Kennel Club, so we can't do our own emojis anymore. Next up, well, we talk about things that we look at sometimes. Sometimes you're walking through an aisle and you see something that just grabs your attention, and this is actually something that grabbed Rick's attention, and it was, what are you doing?
What are you doing showing
no, get off my, leave your screen away.
I didn't touch, you did that.
So this is what we caught our eye. It actually happened to be a rack that was filled with vintage bow ties, Gentry snapper bow ties. And I'm not sure if I've got the right picture or not. Let me see if I got there's a good picture of it too. So this is the bow tie. Well, there it is. This is actually one of the bow ties, and they were priced at 99 cents each. They had the little clips on the back. They were actually quite clean. You can see from the pictures there. And there were, I think, 6 or 8 of them that had the actual tag on the top, and a few that did not have the tag on the top. So it was a combination of both, as you can see in that. So what would you do with something like that? The more rancid, the better. I think that's actually about a previous one. So Adrian is saying bow ties are cool. Carl is saying thrift. Wasn't in a baggie. No, cool, But throw, that's an interesting one. Thrift the bow ties. Throw, no one dresses up for work anymore. Thrift, even though it's cheap, Adrian would buy one for himself. Heather Heather said she has some tuxedos that haven't sold. Thrift the ties, very in style. Gen Z would love them. Throw. Now, see, this is what I get the biggest kick out. This is why I love this show. Because when you do something like that one is almost a 50-50 in terms of people who would thrift it or people that would throw it. Let's see. Sorry. Andrew says a throw for him as well. Paul says thrift for him. Sell them for Disneyland Dapper Days. Well, we actually picked these up, put them in our cart, took them out of our cart, put them back in our cart, and at the end of the day, we left them in the store. Why would we leave something that was 99 cents in the store? Well, we even thought about just thrifting a couple of them, Lisa, as well. But this is what Rick found.
I'm sorry.
That is one of them, but there were lots of those ties, and actually that specific tie, which you didn't look up there,
Give me the right keywords to look at then.
Was actually looked like it was barely selling or was selling for like $2 or $3. So we just didn't want to put the effort into it. There are a lot of bow ties not selling. The Gentry snapper, I think that's what you missed looking up there. And even though it's just, again, for 99 cents, it was probably a longer tail item. It's not something that we thought would be something we really needed. So instead of spending $6 or $7 on that, we spent it on something else. Something else that you might have passed.
I'm not finding it, sorry.
Something else that you might have passed on that I'm just going to show you because I couldn't find a photo to say, would you thrift it or throw it? But it's still in that sort of, it's in the clothing world per se. And that is something that we instead of buying 7 ties for $7, we decided we were going to pick up a bag full of these scunchies. The worst name in the world for something. This is hair bows. I have to peel that off. For kids. And this actually was filled with a large packet. So each one has 18 hair bows. And they're $6.99. Now, again, a lot of people go, I'm not going to spend $7 on this. Every pack had 3 packages in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 packages inside the thing. So basically a little over $1 a piece. Well, the reason we did this is because we've actually found some of these things, especially things like scunchies, sell really well for us locally. We may try them on eBay, but they're not necessarily going to sell for a ton of money over there. But in our Max Solds, we actually picked them up. So again, try and always look for something that is in a package. Like in this case, I'm not sure why, but somebody just donated all their packages of these together. They're little pin back ones for your hair. So it's just something I thought that was interesting that we'd pick up. So next on our list is something that Rick found.
Don't blame me for everything.
I will. I'm going back to here. So this is something that Rick found in the Salvation Army, and it is a little wool hat. $2.99 for a little wool hat. And if you're wondering what it looks like, that's what it looks like on a Rick. Oh, just a little too far. There we go. Just what Rick was. Rick modeled the hat for us.
I was forced.
You were not forced.
I was forced.
It was $2.99. But do you think that that Rick decided to buy the hat? Do you think he decided to thrift it? Or do you think if Rick decided that he was going to throw the hat? What is it that you thought that would end up happening with that? So totally forced you. That is the you made me wear it face. No, it is. That is not. It is. Throw the hat. Throw the hat. Throw the hat. Rick the Matador. Throw the hat. I did not throw the hat.
Doug
Throw the hat,
Walker.
and then is that a turtle on it? Is that a turtle on it?
No, it's a
No,
medallion.
it's
It's a
the top
woven
of the
medallion.
actual. It's like the medallion that's on the top of the hat. It's not a turtle.
Yes,
It's
it's a tortue.
it's like that's the top of the hat. So there's no turtle. Throw it, throw it, throw it. Looks like Mickey Mouse. Melted. Rick kept it, but you wouldn't, Adrian. Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it. So everything is a throw except for Sherry. Sherry's the only one who's going to thrift this. And I'll ask you, Mr. Rick, what did you decide to do with this item?
Well, I thrifted it, of course.
Huh?
I thrifted it, of course, and I've currently got it listed for 100 US.
Now, why would you list that for 100 US?
Because there are comps that are higher than that for this particular type of hat. It has all of the defining features that are that make it a true vintage hat. You know, the hand stitching inside, the red cloth that has aged to orange, the cool medallion on the top. The only thing that's missing is the chin strap. So that's why.
There you go. So, surprisingly, Sherry is, woohoo, she's the only one who got it, or the only one who thinks the way that, oh, you got something else to show there, Rick? Yeah.
Oh.
Montero hat, $199, $99. So, yeah. So, surprising. And I don't think you looked that one up, though, when you actually went to buy it.
No, it was basically, it could be a Halloween costume if push came to shove.
Have we got it live yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody knows that one of the things that Rick loves me looking for, and I know a lot of people do look for this, which is why we look for it as well, is dishes. Because we can sell dishes, and there's so many things that are donated in the china and dishware and dinnerware sections, just like the mugs and cups and things along those lines. So here is a set that I saw, and I want to know what you think you would do with this set. This is a set of Campbell's soup plate dishes, and it's a set. There happened to be 4 here, but it was $1.99 for a pair, so it was $3.99 for 4 of them. So I saw those in the shelf. And there's a better look at what the one actually looks like. You can see somebody had them in a garage sale because there's that garage sale sticker sitting on there. So they put them in here at $1.99. No chips, no cracks, or anything along those lines. And there's the back of them in case you wanted to see it, which is their 1996 trademark Campbell Soup Company by Westwood. So, and this is where I love it because Bob doesn't want Heather to buy dishes anymore. Yeah. Thrift. Throw. Thrift. We got 2 thrifts, 3 throw. Oh, now we're on the thrift side. Thrift. Now we're back to throws. But they're probably worth a bit. Thrift. We're in a real 50-50 split on this one. Thrift. They're not. They're 1996, so that I guess that's vintage. In one essence, throw. We're all over the place on these, and were we all over the place on these? Well, we decided to leave them behind, and yet we spotted them because just like you would probably look at it and go, "I got to take this. I got to look at it, especially because it's Campbell Soup." It's an iconic brand. It's something that people should be buying, picking up. You're going to want to take these things, and you're probably going to you're going to flip them for good money. You're going to flip them fast. And I'm not sure, Rick, have you found something on them?
There are no sold. There is one of the plates listed for $16.99.
Yeah, but there are no solds. And
there are no solds.
And if you look down at some of the other things, though, when you look at them, there's a lot of stuff that is not selling well in the Campbell's world. There's a lot of $3 and $4 things. And that's the other thing you have to take a think about or worry about is even though you might not be chasing people to the bottom of the pricing on something, others might. So when you want to have something that you think, hey, I think I can get this money for it, you can list it that. But if everybody else in the category is up there and other people are trying to just get rid of them or offload them, in this case, the set of 4 would have only cost $3 to $4. The shipping on them, because they're plates, would have cost about 12 to 15. And so it starts making it the unbalance between the plates themselves maybe selling and that for 15, but you got to charge almost double in order to get the actual price of the actual shipping to be covered off from that. So you need to be careful when you're looking at something like that. Staying in the plate area, there's something else that we saw in the plate section. And this is and I just looked down and I thought, oh, that's an interesting, this is a picture just as I'm walking by, caught my eye. So it's like, it looks like kind of a recipe plate, a menu plate, that kind of thing. And here is a better picture of it. It does look like the typical sort of menu pricing and things along those lines. There's no restaurant name or anything like that on it. It's just something that looks kind of cute. And it actually was made by somebody I've never heard of before. This is your menu. This is your menu, a souvenir of food you'll remember at Rosanna. I have no idea what Rosanna is. I've never thought about it. So it's Eating Out by Rosanna. And again, I just saw you peeked at another one I was going to show you. This is what the plates look like. Very cute. Again, no restaurant. So if you something that's weird like this, so it's not necessarily a name, but it's a different looking plate. It's not Campbell's soup, but it's different. It's got that extra kind of look to it. It kind of looks like that 2/2/5 stuff that we find all the time, and a good amount of that flips. And that's kind of what drew our eye to it. I thought it might be that. At least I thought it was a Monopoly at first. Yeah, it did look a little bit like that. We got throw, we got throw, we got throw, we got throw, we got throw. It's not from a closed restaurant, unfortunately, no. Throw, 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 throw. Throw. That's smash and run away. Throw. Okay, so this one looks like it's a 100% definite for everybody. So this is $3.99 for the 4 plates. And this seems to be an absolute definite. Everybody here would throw those plates. And of course, when everybody here wants to throw those plates, what did I end up doing? I bought those plates. Yep, I bought the set of 4 plates for $3.99. And this again, this is just close up of the plates. Again, they just look cute. Every one of the plates is the exact same. So there's nothing different on the plates at all in terms of the menus. They're all the same on the menu. They all are in really nice shape. No chips, no cracks. Look barely like they've been used at all. And I think, Rick, did you find the reason I bought those plates?
No.
You didn't?
No, the only thing I can find are 3 listings for a pitcher and 3 coffee mugs, 4 coffee mugs. And the pricing is kind of meh.
Well,
why don't you search and Google your face off and prove me wrong?
Okay, I have to do this. So you've got to chat while I do that, Rick.
Well, I don't really have much to say, so.
I know, but if I'm not looking at the screen, you have to chat with people.
Oh, we have a couple of people saying that they Tino says Google Eating Out.
No, don't do that.
That would be safe.
No.
Elisa thinks they may be Pottery Barn. Cecile likes the graphics, black and red, so she would thrift them. Donna actually said thrift the plates, so you actually agreed with Donna for once. Or Donna actually got one right. Woohoo!
Okay, so
Oh, Cecile said buy as well, so.
okay. Rosanna, eating out dinner plates, set of 2, $36.99 sold.
Okay. I was searching for this is your menu, Rosanna.
And as well, a set of 4 of the appetizer plates for $24 plus shipping sold. So this is the actual plate itself, sold for $20. So there is an appetite for these menu plates that have the worst name ever. Karen is right; they have the worst name ever. But I decided to get them, and at $3.99, if we can't flip them there, we can probably get rid of them locally or at a garage sale or something like that.
We actually
or at Maxwell. I don't think I'm going to lose any money on those when we're doing it. The next one, and you saw a quick little sneak peek at that. This is a cat thing, and I think this is how I spotted them. So I dressed them up this way for you, but this is how I spotted them. Walking down, and this is literally how they were sitting in the aisle. And then I couldn't fold them out properly with one hand when you're trying to film things and you don't know. So then I actually went, okay, if I can't do that, at least I could do this and hang them up. So there was no tags of any kind on these anywhere, though, to tell me who made them or anything along those lines. They looked like they had not been used. And the price on them was $2.99 each. So $2.99 each. So let me know what you guys would have done with something like that. So a pair of them, $6 for those. Now this is really fast. Thrift. The internet is for cats. Thrift.
Catterday. We'll list them on Catterday.
Everybody buy for the pattern alone. Thrift for sure. Thrift for sure. Well, in this case, and then I have to go get a drink of water. And Rick, I'm going to have you talk about.
Okay.
While I get a drink of water because I didn't bring a drink with me. I did thrift them, but I don't have them beside me here. I think they're written up to go to get ready to get written up to be put on. I'm still trying to figure out the pricing on them because since there isn't a name of them, there's nothing for me to do comparable. So I am going to call them MCM cats. I'm probably going to start the pair at like $25 and maybe do them as an auction or something along those lines. I got to get a drink, but I'm going to hand you over to Rick because we actually put something up just recently for auction. And we put it up just this weekend. And I bought this robot down in Brimfield. And the robot I brought down in Brimfield was this giant robot. And I didn't realize that in the bag, he had a wrist gun. Now, I took the robot, and because it was so large, I actually decided and he had a crack in the back and things like that. I thought I'd sell him on Max Sold. So we actually sold the robot on Max Sold in our last toy auction back in July or August for probably, I think it was around $75, $85. And Rick's going to take over and tell you a little bit about the actual toy itself while I get a glass of water. Okay, Rick?
Yeah, I'm trying to actually get this page to load. It's not being very cooperative. Basically, there is the little Shogun guy. We actually had one of these things. It's not actually letting me increase the picture size. My apologies. We had the robot, and he came with his little shooting star wrist catapult thing. And unfortunately, the piece that attaches to the wrist is half broken. So you can see it's only half a circle. So it wouldn't stay in place on the robot. However, we listed this on auction, and Craig was being cheeky and decided to start the auction at a low price. I think it was, actually, I don't know what it was. I can look it up. What did you start the auction at?
It's broken. It's a broken.
$49.99.
Huh?
What did you start the auction at? $49.99.
$49.99. That's a joke.
Okay. So joke's on me or you, I don't know. It's actually gotten 12 bids and it's up to $66, and there are
5 days left.
5 days left. And the condition was described very clearly, that it's got a broken whatever. And it's kind of interesting that it's gotten to 66 with so much time left. We're wondering what this will go to.
Yeah, and the only thing that I can think of is that the actual robot itself, this actually obviously would have fallen off a lot of robots because it's like a little snap bracelet. So I think that a ton of people who have that item do not have the little gun that goes with it. And it actually, if I had the little disc, it would fire them. But there's a Star Shooter that's in $90 Canadian. That's us.
That's ours.
That's us showing up in Canada. $90 for a little piece. And then go below, Rick, a little further down, and you actually see the thing it shoots out. And somebody wants $36 for the thing that shoots from it. And that's not us. Yes, Doug, that's true.
38 Canadian. 3 of them for $7.55 for the robots.
So yeah, so it was just an interesting thing I thought we'd throw in the middle of this. And then yes, I did go downstairs and I found the cat towels. So if anybody there on the show is really interested in the cat towels, just let us know. Send us a message, and if you want one or both, make us an offer. And we paid $6 for them, and we would like to get some good money for them, but I'm sure we could potentially make a deal for somebody if they really, really want to get those. Next thing is a weird thing. So every once in a while you find weird things on a baggie wall. So we like weird. And this is a weird thing that we found on a baggie wall. I saw this, and it was like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? Are these, oh, look, they're hands and feet? What the heck is this? And then I flipped the baggie over, and it's a face mold as well. It's like $3.99, and it was What a Character Mold is the name that's on the center there of this mold. Serious male face. That's what he's giving us, serious male face there. But the other side of it had feet and hands, and it was just, look, there's other things, flashing smile. So this is some kind of mold that I guess somebody would use for something. And it was $3.99 for the bag. So I wondered what you guys would do with, why is that not shrinking? There we go. $3.99 for the bag. Would you buy a mold in a bag? Would you
buy molds for teeny tiny little fingers?
Teeny tiny little molds? No, just no. Creepy is creepy. Oh hell no! I'd throw it. Burn it in lava. Throw it. I love this comment though. Or is it Heather? Oh, you bought that. Throw.
Heather probably spent too much time with you.
Just a little bit of time. I guess she might have spent a little bit of time with us because I bought the molds. Now, again, so another thing that I picked up that you guys would all have passed by, and the reason that I picked it up was actually the company What a Character makes a bunch of different molds. And this is actually, these sets are brand new in their baggies inside here. And these molds individually can sell for $10 to $15 a mold, if I recall when I was looking it up. And we just recently, the part of the reason we also did this is because we sold face molds last week, didn't we, Rick? I found a baggie. I don't even know where I got this. And it was just some plastic molds to make faces. And I think we sold that for like $20.
I bought them.
You bought them. I don't remember, but it's just I saw molds. We sold molds. I bought the molds. So it's, again, I'm hoping that something like this is a $3 or $4 item, but we hope to flip it for at least 20, 25 bucks in profit. So that's the goal, is to try and flip some of the stuff that might be not, you might find that's not necessarily big money. You may find stuff that's interesting again. So this is, again, through the walk that we took this thing and I saw this. This was jumped out because in the middle of a rack, obviously it stands out a lot, and it was a set of IKEA fabric designed by S. Edholm and L. Ulnius of 2011 from Sweden, by IKEA. So this was like a fabric panel. Where does one buy a face mold? Value Village. At least it gets her mold for free. Now, we talked before, it was one of our woofs when we talked about the Kennel Club, and we actually said that the IKEA can be a very big thing for you people to flip. You have to keep an eye open for that kind of stuff, especially because they do have designer patterns, and those designers are changing all the time, and the patterns change all the time. So in the case of this, we've got one pass. We've got a thrift. We have so much fabric already. Thrift, IKEA sells well. What's the plaid thing? I don't know. When I took the picture, that wasn't what I was looking at. A pass, thrift, IKEA clearance room. So thrift. So we right now, I think we're rated about a 70-30 thrift or throw. And so what did we do with a 70-30 thrift or throw? We didn't pick it up. We decided we were going to pass it. Why would we decide we were going to pass it? I think Rick found the reason.
No, I don't know how to search for that crap. I have the face masks.
Oh, is that what it is there? Okay, that's the face mask. No, we sold those for $20. Okay, yeah, okay, we'll go out of that. No, the IKEA, the fabric actually is drapery fabric for coloring on, and it actually was not selling well at all. So even at the $4.99 or whatever the price, $4.99 for the price on it, it just wasn't doing that well for us. Rick, do you want to take care of Doug for a minute?
Sure.
See if you can get him a cookie or something like that.
I've already fed him like 20 cookies. That's what he.
Okay, well, have him come downstairs and sit by you. Maybe, I don't know. So again, so we flip different things. We look all through. We walk the whole store all of the time. You know that we like we like looking at toys all the time. So here is a toy that I looked at, and I found this one in a Savor store in the U.S. This is Angelica from Rugrats, and Angelica is a plush doll that actually has this microphone that sings. So you press that, and it sings, and she plays, and everything like that. And here is the price challenge on her, $19.99, but it is vintage Rugrats. So this is older toy material. So it's one of those things. And she was actually, other than a couple of little smudges, she was actually in really good shape. It still had the battery in it, and it was working. Yeah, so we tested it in the store. We hit the play button. Yeah, the volume was working. Everything about it was working. She was working great. It was, oh, thank you. But not eating cookies on camera.
I get a cookie.
Oh, I get a cookie? Thank you so much. So what would you do with something like this? An iconic Rugrats character. Now he's going to want my cookies, right? An iconic Rugrats character. Yes, it is working. When we looked them up, we couldn't find that, Karen. We looked them up and found that they weren't selling at all, or they were selling for very low dollars. So Could be our search terms. Throw the doll, don't like the doll, pass, throw her, thrift it. For that price, I'd look it up on WorthPoint, $19.99 throw. And yes, actually, what we did on Angelica was we decided to let her sing somewhere else. We threw
had
her
a
at the
dance party
reason.
in the aisle of the thrift store where she was singing.
The reason that we decided to is literally she's listed and selling at $19 to $24 in working condition. So that was priced for like that thrift store was priced as we call it, like thrift retail. So it was the same price that you would buy the doll in some other place. So somebody who might be an IKEA or a Rugrats fan might love that.
Yeah.
Because it's something that they're like, oh my God, I haven't been able to see something like that. So
I'm happy to leave stuff like that at the thrift store. I don't care. If there's no markup for us to make any money, who cares? The price is the price.
Yeah.
It would have to be
here's another
for us to consider buying it.
Yeah.
To sell it.
Here's another thing from a baggy wall. Baggy wall filled with shot glasses. And then I saw these shot glasses. I wondered, what the heck were those? Glendalough Distillery. And it was $3.99 for a baggie that looks like it has at least 3 or 4 in there. Hang on a second. Let me run that again. One there. 1, 2. There's one with a box. I don't know if that's from. So at least 3 or 4. That could be 5. One could be loose. But $3.99. What would you do if you saw something like this? It's like it's a premium from someplace. It's something that I don't even know what the place is that it would actually have been. How old are Rugrats fans now? Rugrats fans are all sorts of ages because we were a little bit Rugrats fans, and we sure as hell ain't in our 30s. Thrift. It's a Scottish whiskey. Big pass for me. Throw. Thrift. Throw. Shot glasses never sell for Tina. Thrift. So we're at a 50-50 one on this one, and throw. So the interesting thing about something like this, again, what we look at with something like this is when you're looking at shot glasses or you're looking at anything like that, especially if you're looking at premium things, if you can find them and they're new, we have a tendency to be able to flip them a lot better. And so, yes, I did actually pick up that set. I have not opened the baggie yet. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. And I'm not sure if this came out of one of the boxes. And the reason that I flipped them or I thrifted them is because they are listing for $15 a piece, and I got this for $3.99 for 4. And I'm not sure because this is on Rick's computer if there are any sold. I think there may or may not be. I might have had to do that, but for $15. It was something I thought I'm going to take a risk on this because I'm going to pair them up probably and sell them if there's only 4. And it kind of does look a little bit like Jesus, but the people who know what Glendalough Distillery is, potentially it will probably be a longer tail item, but for $1 a piece.
There were no sold.
Okay, for $1 a piece, this is something that would be interesting to us because I'm looking at this for $1, looking at listing it for 10 or so, and they're small, easy to pack, easy to ship. Anything along those lines.
And we can throw them in a bar lot on Max Sold if it comes to that.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, if we end at the end of the day, yeah. Adrian is saying $10 per. I like that the listing says hard to find. Yeah, sometimes you put that in. You can put that on if you want. Somebody sees rare. I don't know if what that means to a lot of people. But if you have to and you can scrub them clean, well, if you can't scrub them clean, why don't you buy a pair of Scrubbing Bubbles banks? This is a premium, advertising premium. This was a large and a small Scrubbing Bubbles bank. And I think I've got a picture of them. That's what the base of them looks like. So it actually says right on there, Scrubbing Bubbles bank. in case you had no idea what it was, that's exactly what it is. That's what the bottom looks like. So there were two different sizes of the Scrubbing Bubbles bank. The bigger one was listed at $5.99. The smaller one was listed at $2.99. The bigger one did need a little bit of cleaning to it. But the thing we like about them, what caught our eye, was I saw them on the shelf and went, no, they're very hard. They're like a solid, not squishy. They're a solid bank. Donna likes the banks. Thrift, throw the bubbles. Thrift, cute. Thrift, throw. So again, back to where I love this sort of thing. They did still have the plugs. Paul's asking, yes, with any banks, you always look to see if they have the plugs on the bottom of them. And I think that one showed the bottom of that. That's the plug was still in the bottom of the banks too. Andrew's like, cool, but throw it. Thrift. And what did we decide to do? We decided to scrub away the bubbles. We decided not to pick them up. And again, this was part of the research. When we look up something that's so unique, we actually looked them up. And I think, Rick, you got it for me to look at?
Yeah.
Probably no. Yes, no?
I did the search for the Scrubbing Bubbles thing. These are the listed prices. I think that they're very optimistic. But when you go to completed or solds, one of the smaller
big one, that's $13.
Sold for best offer for less than $13.95 plus $11 shipping.
And again, this is only 90 days worth of research on them. So if you, depending upon when I picked those up, when I looked at them, I think it was pre 90 days. I think I've had them for more than 90 days because I build the Thrift It or Throw It pile over the course of time. And I do recall seeing that other ones were selling in the low sort of $10 to $12 area. So even though they're cute, it wasn't worth a $9 investment for me because I didn't think it was something that we could get back. That's the cell phone with that is a reseller's best tool, including using WorthPoint on your cell phone. Because if you got WorthPoint, it's easy to use that as well for searching for stuff.
Okay, I put that search into Terapeak. And one sold for $9 with $14.75 shipping.
So that goes to show you.
So you made a good call by leaving those.
Well, it depends, because other people may have bought them. I mean, if you've got a booth, like Donna has a booth, it could be great to thrift at a booth. Somebody might, but again, it's not something that we thought we could get a good amount of money from. So we decided that we didn't want to waste the money or take the risk on the money on that. Office supplies. Carl has always inspired us to look for office supplies. So we were looking at office supplies. And let me see if I can find. This is an office supply, and I want to know Carl, what would you do if you saw this? No, not this. This in a store. This is what we walked by in Valley Village last week. All of these Elite Image toner cartridges for Dell compatible. I think there were a couple other different versions of this. Compatible with Brother. They all looked inside like they had not been used, but I always see people grabbing laser cartridges, and Carl saying probably pass. They look like non-OEM. And can you explain to people what OEM stands for, Carl? And they have been opened. But the actual things inside actually looked like they hadn't been used. Andrew saying third party, big pass. Only buy brand name toner, throw, nah. Compatible, I leave behind. So that is actually exactly what we did. We left them all behind. I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, look at all these toner cartridges. They're $7. I'm going to buy them. And then I actually looked up Elite Image toner cartridges, and they were not worth anything. No one was buying them. I think out of all the toner cartridges that are out there, I think only 3 had sold for like $10 to $20 versus things like this. Carl sold a toner this week for $600 for 4. So we got a few minutes left here, and I've got a couple of other things that I'm going to show you as part of our Thrift or to Throw It. Our last couple of things. Let's see, what do I got here? Okay. So now I just got to find the damn picture from this big giant list of pictures that I've got up here. Are
you closing the ones that you don't need open now?
I don't. I never do that. I should close them, and then they'd be like out of my way.
Yeah, then you'd have fewer to search through.
True. Holidays are coming, and with the holidays, actually, sorry. In the same realm, I go back to this. In the same realm as the office supplies, this is another thing. This is another Carl thing that I wanted to show you. This is again inspiration from Carl to look at this office sort of area for things. I found these bags that in the baggie wall in the office sort of section filled with Bic roller pens and some Uniball pens and roller pens in the back of that. You can see that I'm not sure whether they'd be used or not. We can see the cases there of them. And those were, if I can stop from $3.99 for that one bag and $3.99 for the second bag. So if you saw bags of old office supplies, would you actually think about getting that? And I got an oh yes, the vintage Bic, the packaging alone, the Bic roller. So would you? Bob says don't buy the pens. Elisa says buy the pens. So we got 2 yes. Throw the pens. You never know if they'll work or not. That's a very true comment. So it's a risk if you're buying something like that to find out whether they're going to actually work or not work. So this was three things: movie or TV props. Yeah, some people can look at them for that. I don't see a lot of people answering whether they would thrift or to throw it. But I tell you, when we looked at something like this, I actually did do a lookup on these because I wanted to see whether or not it was something that we wanted to buy. And you know what? We did. You're still in the baggie from me. I still have to take them out of the baggie. But the reason I did it is because these Bic rollers, black and red and black here, and this other Bic roll, these actually can go for okay money on eBay. Is that correct, Rick?
Yeah, I actually looked them up on Terapeak, and medium red 12 dozen pen markers. 12 dozen. I think it's probably a dozen, not 12 dozen, for $30 free shipping.
Yeah, so with this, it's not a ton, but again, we're gonna probably look at these, test them out, see if they can flip, and we'll flip these probably as either a giant lot at like $40 or something along those lines. So we're not talking about any big giant, oh my God, I found this and it's worth $200, $300, but we're finding stuff that a lot of you can find at thrift stores. And when you find that kind of thing at a thrift store, it's the type of thing that you might be able to flip for $10, $20, $30 potential in growth. This is something, because the holidays are coming up, this is a Wish stocking holder. So it's the word Wish. This is how it sits inside the thing. So it doesn't sit properly inside it. But to get a better idea, it's from Pottery Barn. It's the Wish stocking holder. It's in a dark bronze finish. And it was $14.99 for that. So for that it was never been used. It's actually, you can see that's on a table. This is underneath it. This is a table, like a patio table. So these letters themselves are probably a good 6 to 8 inches square. So it is not a small, and it is a very heavy cast iron metal thing. Again, brand spanking new. And the thing that caught us on that was the fact that they're Pottery Barn, because Pottery Barn as a name is something you always want to watch out for. But the $14.99 price tag, is something that make you decide whether or not you want it or not. So this was at Salvation Army, so that would have been a $12 US, $14.99 Canadian, no tax. And Donna says throw. Andrew says pass, throw. Lisa's theft. Sherry has theft if you have a coupon. Elisa's under 8, yes, no for 15. And maybe for max sold, but it's a gamble at that high a price. Exactly. And so what did I do on this big thing? I wished it had been $8 because it wasn't. It was 15. And because of the size of the box, it was actually over 20 inches. So that would mean that it was going to go with surplus in terms of a charge from USPS. It was heavy as F, so that would have put weight on it as well. And when I did look them up, they actually weren't selling for that much more. They were selling in the $25, $30 range. So it wasn't.
The most somebody got was $75 with,
but that was also for silver.
Shipping. Yes. Okay.
So again, it could be a risk. Long tail might be something you wanted to pick up. If you wanted it for yourself, it would have been a good thing. You never know. I got 2 more things to show you. One of which is just to talk about the fact that sometimes you buy something, you see something and you pick up and you haven't got a clue in the toy section what the heck it is. And this is something that I saw this sitting in a shelf. I don't have the picture of it, but it's a thing called turning Macard. I have never heard of turning Macard. I'm like, what the heck is this? But $3.99. It was made by Mattel. So again, when I see something like this sitting on a shelf, I always want to take a look at exactly what it was. It's starting to come off the card a little bit, like it's releasing a bit. But again, I'm looking at this going, turning Macard? What the heck is a Macard? It's like some kind of battle game. I have no idea. At the bottom, it's actually dated from 2017, so it's only 3 years old. And I thought, I don't know whether I should pick this up or not. But because it was on the card, and then I went and looked it up, and I'm not sure if Rick found it or not because I can't see what he found. Did you find this, Rick? No, it's not Dollar Store. Those are usually Montoy is the name of them. This is an actual Mattel thing as well. Carl was thinking Dollar Store too. It's not Meccano, but 491 things for turning Macard. And look at $29 for a robot car. $29 for that. And if you go to Sold, Rick, you're set. You're muted now.
Yes, you just didn't hear me muttering about I'm getting there, sweetie.
Oh. But yeah, the reason I actually picked it up was because it looked like it could be something that could sell in the neighborhood of $30 or so. So again, an unspecified. There's one for $7, but because it's brand new on card, it's still a few years old. Whoever is a collector of these, surprisingly, there's a lot of these for sale that I might do well with it. So just because you don't know the name of something doesn't mean that it's something that you should actually go, I'm going to pass on this. I really don't want it. Here's the last one for our thrifter to throw it to go, what would you do with something like this? And I can tell you on this particular one, I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I could not find comps for this anywhere in the store when I was looking it up. So this was my gut feel as to whether I thrifted it or threw it. It is a Barbara Cartland, The Taming of Lady Lorinda romance puzzle. And it was by Waddington, the Lady Lorinda romance puzzle. That is the actual puzzle. So I think it is the front of a Barbara Cartland
novel.
And there it is, the Barbara Cartland romance puzzle. I did look this up. I tried to think about whether or not it was something. Now, Carl is like, nope, pass. Andrew, puzzles are a pain in the neck. Well, they're not to us. We don't actually do the puzzles. We sell them in the boxes, loose or not, and we never have had a problem with any of them. Donna's, my gut feeling would throw puzzles, pass on puzzles, pass on puzzles. Adrian has exactly what I thought. It's a total buy. It was way too camp to pass up. And that's exactly what I did. I could not, for the life of me, pass by Lady Lorinda because I figured somebody who is a Barbara Cartland fan, and there are Barbara Cartland fans out there. I don't know, Rick, if you do a search for Barbara Cartland and you just put for highest price, you won't find the puzzle. But if you go to just do highest price,
I found the puzzle on Etsy.
On Etsy for $40. Sealed.
It's sold.
Sold.
Yep.
So at least they found one for $40. But again, we never do our puzzles when we get those. We always sell them as is, open, loose, and we sell puzzles all the time. But we always make sure we're looking for puzzles. I'll buy it was $4.99. So with Barbara in our background, we've done a lot of different things today. And the interesting thing is it is something that all of us disagree and yet agree on. So everybody's got their own way of thrifting. We have our own way. You have yours. Some things we look up. Some things we buy by gut, like Barbara Cartland. Some things you would say, no, I'm not going to buy that. And you saw there were a couple that every single person pretty well was a pass, but we ended up picking up. And things that we passed, like the IKEA fabric, other people were like, you should have got it. And part of it also becomes a little challenge because it depends on when you're doing your research, what your research finds. So sometimes my search does not pull up what Rick's search pulls up, which does not pull up what your search pulls up. And depending upon when you do it and what you use, if you're using eBay only, you're only getting 90 days live worth of sales in sold. You're not getting the full thing.
Carl actually said something about only when he's doing comps. So that
So he's only looking at USA only when he's doing comps. So
I have Terapeak on my iPhone as a separate button, so I can.
Because you have to open that as a browser.
Yes.
Right. So Terapeak has to open as a browser, and that's 1 year. We do have WorthPoint on our phones, and again, we do recommend WorthPoint. We'll do a video on that sometime soon because we found that it's been a great help for us, especially with people who thrift a lot of different items all over the place in the collectible, vintage, toys, antique sort of area. So it's actually on my main page. It's right up top there on my phone. See the second thing right up there, right beside Max Sold, Lens. My favorite things: Google Lens, WorthPoint, and then there's my eBay over here for me to take a look at stuff, and my Instagram and TikTok, which we're trying to do more of. So actually, Bridgerton, yeah, that's a good thing. Gay interest, yeah. The guy's still wearing a shirt, yes, but it's a flouncy shirt.
Yeah,
it is flouncy. He does actually look like the guy from Bridgerton, though. He really does.
Bridgerton would actually be keyword spamming, so
I don't mind keyword spamming.
I do.
I know you do, but I write them out, so you don't. It's too bad. So again, when you thrift, you might throw it, you might thrift it. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Just make sure you're thinking about things for short-term, long-term flipping, the weight of things, how much shipping is going to cost, all of those types of things, and you may find a bunch of interesting things. I think what we've got here is probably about $40 or $50 worth of stuff, maybe that I picked up today in the past few days or few months, and we're hoping to list and flip some of that, hopefully for at least about a $200 total profit, I would say, overall, if we're in the grand scheme of things. We might end up only with 100 or so, but again, $30 or $40 flipping and making $100 profit, I'm not going to complain about that. We are going to probably do a show live on Sunday night because we also have 12 or 14 other auctions closing, and we've got some records that are closing that are really going, like the price on them is going really strange, and we'll tell you a story about that on Sunday night. That would be at 9 o'clock on Sunday night. If you will, you can join us there. You'll see that posted in our craft group and on our YouTube if you subscribe to us on YouTube. Thanks again for joining us here on a Tuesday night. We love you being a part of our audience and having a little bit of fun with us here. We will, again, if you're in the YouTube thing, we'll do a WorthPoint review in the next week or two for Slow Crafter and anybody else that's got stuff going on. So thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. time for us to go. I guess we better walk Doug because it's been raining all day and he's been barking. I think he just wants to go out. I don't know. Or he wants to go out. He just wants to get away from me right now, doesn't he?
Actually, I'm going over to Adrian's.
Oh, that's right. He's going over to Adrian, so I'll be by myself.
You can walk Doug in the rain.
He doesn't walk with me by me. He looks for you and then goes, I'm not going anywhere without Rick. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us here on our Thrift It or Throw It.
I'd follow you.
That's our Thrift It or Throw It. We will see you again on Sunday night. And next Tuesday, it will be back for our normal Tuesday, What's Sold in September. And great fun for next Tuesday. Not only is Carl, the lazy reseller, joining us, but Chris from Chris's Treasure Chest, who we've never had on the channel. He's going to be joining us as well. And we're going to talk about the things that sold in the month of September, things that we didn't expect to sell, sold for more than we thought, faster than we thought. And again, just more things that you might not think about when you're out there thrifting. Well, a bad dog. He's a good dog.
Yes, I am.
And we're out of here. See you soon.
Bye.